So as the title of the video says, this is an Insignia voice-activated speaker. Now Insignia is the house brand of Best Buy, and I got a really good deal on this. I don't know if this sells for regular price. Normally, I've seen it on sale a lot, but I do think I got a good deal on this. So a couple of things that it touts here: far-field voice recognition to support hands-free use, 2.4 and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi support for high-performance streaming, simple setup with Google Home app on iOS and Android, connect other devices via Bluetooth. This is a Bluetooth speaker as well, and powerful audio and rich sound quality, multi-room playback to sync music across speakers that have Chromecast built in. On the back here, Insignia voice speaker has Google Assistant built in. Just say, "Okay, Google," to talk to your assistant, ask it questions, tell it to do things. It's your own personal Google, always ready to help. So I already have a Google Home device, the anointed one, the small version, I forget what it's called, but I have one of those in the house. I bought a second one, or at least I got a second one as a gift, and then this one will be my third one. Some of the music apps that it touts are YouTube Music, Pandora, then you have that it works with Nest. If you have one of those, I don't. Google Play Music, which is similar to YouTube Music, TuneIn, Samsung SmartThings, Google Chromecast, and Hue. Now, I don't have Hue lights, but I'm thinking of getting them in some of the fixtures in my house. So as you can see here, it's a very compact device, and it is supposedly that Google Home device mixed in with a Bluetooth speaker. At least that is my understanding at this point. So not only will you be able to ask it questions, but you will be able to use it as a Bluetooth speaker, and it's going to tell you right off, just looking at it, what the temperature is outside and what the time is. So that's useful. So let's open this box first. Most likely it's going to be the power cord. So let's see what we got in here. We have, it's not a micro USB or a mini USB. It is a jack that plugs into that, and it is, tied into the wall wart there. So, that's fine with me, not a big deal. Once I get this situated, it's going to stick where it's at. I'm not going to be moving it around. So let's get this thing out of here, out of this little bag here, and I don't know, I kind of like the way the device looks. It's smaller than I thought it was going to be, so that's nice. And, it looks very matte plastic, very matte black plastic, but it's transparent because somewhere in here, actually here I think, is where, and there's that moisture on my hands there. This is the display right here. And then you also have a display up here. So that's actually very cool. I like that you're going to have a lot of functions on here that you don't see when it's not powered up. So this obviously is the fabric coated part here, is the all the way 360 degrees around here is for the speakers. And supposedly it says it gives off good sound. I had an Insignia sound bar for a television set. Wasn't too impressed with it, but I'm not really looking to use this primarily as a stereo device or listening to music primarily through it. It might be nice to listen to it if I'm getting ready for something, or maybe listen to a podcast while I'm getting ready for something. But if I'm going to be listening to music, I would probably go to one of my stereo systems in the house where I have a receiver and I have 5.1 system or a 7.1 system. But this hopefully will do the trick. I'll let you know my impressions of the sound when I actually use it. But you have that matte black plastic all the way around. Really, the only thing that breaks that up is on the back you have a mute button, which, if you're concerned, I know some people who are very concerned about having a device that's going to listen to you all the time. So if you're very concerned with that, you can actually turn that off. And this is an LED that probably corresponds with that, letting you know, hey, the device is not listening to you. But nothing other than that all the way around on this, and it's, like I said, the display is behind there, so I actually like that. Up top again, you have a display here, and it looks like you're probably going to have some sort of power button here, an up and a down volume button here, maybe some controls up here. I'm just looking at the box. You'll see that in the next part of this video when I fire this thing up. Looks like you have two microphones here. So you have one that's going to pick up sound and one that's going to cancel out. Or actually, you're going to have, the two microphones are obviously for canceling out noise. So it's going to determine what is relevant sound so that you can speak to it. On the bottom, you have these 4 rubberized feet. You have your power port right in the bottom. You have your Insignia information there and the serial number, which I'm covering up. So all in all, my first impression on the device, I like the way it looks. I like the fact that it's smaller than I thought it was going to be. And I really love the idea of the hidden displays because it makes it a little more sleek looking, which I think is pretty cool. So plugging this in, that's why this has a certain shape to it, as you can see there. When you plug this into the bottom, it actually goes flush with that. So it's a pretty interesting little design there. I really like what I'm seeing here with this device thus far. So this is not where it's going to end up being, but we're going to set everything up here so I can film it. So first thing, I'm going to plug this in, and let's see what happens now. So it's plugged in, and nothing's going on here. Okay, there it goes. You see the 4 lights. That's typical of a Google Home device. It's kind of doing that breathing. It's probably doing a setup, or at least it's maybe looking for something. It's turned off. So to set this up initially, you're going to have your Android or iOS device. That's a typical Google Home.
Hi, I'm your Google Assistant. You can ask me questions and tell me to do things. To get started, download the Google Home app.
So here's the Google Home app. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put add here and then set up device. I'm going to choose home. Actually, it's already chosen, so I just hit next down here. It's going to look for the new device. So there we go, Insignia NS-CSPGASP. Click on that, hit next. Now it's connecting to it. So it's now connected. Did you hear the sound? I spoke over it, but yes, I heard it. Then it says help improve the Insignia device. I'll say why not. Now it wants to know where this is going to be. So obviously right now I have living room, office. I'm going to create a new one and make it my bedroom. So right out of the gate, you see that it's picked up the time, which is really nice because I live in an area where sometimes I get, in the summertime primarily, power surges. And when I could be sleeping when it happens, or I could come home from working and all my clocks are flashing. So it's nice to have something that's going to automatically set itself. So it says, before using your Google Assistant, here are a few things to know before you're using your Insignia device. Google partners are businesses that have commercial relationships with Google services and your policy. It's all a lot of EULA stuff. Guests and your assistant, let friends and family know that their interactions will be stored in your Google account unless they link their account. So just pretty much all the legal stuff here. I'm going to hit next. So you might notice here it's flashing load on there. So I don't know if that's because I'm still setting it up, or if it's doing, now that it's connected to my Wi-Fi, if it's actually doing some sort of firmware update or whatnot. So it says teach your assistant to recognize your voice. I've done this many times, but it's basically, again, all the legal stuff. So it's just, people have a lot of questions about something recording sound in your house. And so they want this kind of spelled out for them. Obviously, I'm somebody who's going all in on this, so I want to have the best functionality out of this thing, so I'm going to agree to it. Probably if I disagreed, I wouldn't be able to use it. Your assistant can already recognize your voice because I've already set this up before. So it's good that I don't have to do it again. And so it's just, showing this right now, this bouncing up and down. So I'm just waiting through that. I might edit some of it out depending, but usually setting this up is not a very long process. Get personal results with your voice. Voice match has been set up. Now you can turn on personal results to use your voice to access your calendar, contacts, all that fun stuff. So I'm going to agree to that. So right now it's asking about my address. That's fine. I don't mind it having my address. Reason being is because for, when it's going to show the temperature on there, all that stuff. So, or if I ask about traffic, whatever. So that's fine. Add music services, YouTube Music, Google Play Music, Spotify, Pandora, Deezer. Right now, I don't have any of these things. Google Play Music, I will be putting all of my music on my phone. I haven't done that yet, but I will be putting all my music on my phone. So, I have that checked. Of course, you can modify this at a later date. Just hit next here. Update your default music service. Your chosen default music service is not available in this region. So I'm just going to hit no thanks right now. So add your video services, very similar. We have Netflix, CBS, HBO Now, Stars, Viki. I don't really know much about Viki, but I do have a Netflix account, so I'm going to hit next on that. Now it says it's all done. So now it's just telling me the things I could do. So we could have it play music. We could get answers. We could get some stuff done. One of the things I love on here is asking about, what's next on my calendar. But we're going to do Tell Me a Joke. Okay, Google, tell me a joke.
Well, my speciality is interesting facts, but let me try to come up with something funny. So the biggest DIY surge of 2018 was how to make slime. Looking forward to next year's search trend of what do we do with all this slime?
Okay, Google, where is my phone?
I can help by making your Moto Z2 play ring on full volume right away. Would you like me to do that?
Yes.
All right, your phone should be ringing now.
So on the back of the device here, we have that USB port, and that's to charge devices. That's pretty interesting. So if I'm going to have this in my bedroom, I might think of charging my phone off of this at night. I don't know. That's kind of an interesting option there. It doesn't seem like it has anything to do with the speaker itself, where you can actually, maybe put a USB drive in there or something like that. It just seems like it's a charging port. Up here is that mute button, so you can hit
The mic is muted.
There we go, and mute the mic. It doesn't look like it has any effect on that LED like I originally thought. That's just a power light, and then you can tell that it's muted from the lights on the top, though. So I'm going to hit that
The
again.
mic's back on.
And we have the mic back on. So you might have noticed I was able to get the temperature on there. It's 32 degrees Fahrenheit, which is just at freezing right now. That was just by asking it to show the temperature. So that's pretty cool. So when I wake up in the mornings, I'll be able to look at this display, which I really like. Again, I think it's really cool to have a display that is not very noticeable. But when I wake up in the morning, I wouldn't wake up at this time at 3:45 to 4, but when I wake up in the morning, I can just look at the time and the temperature there and ask this whatever I want, and I think it's going to be a very good companion on my second floor.